All right. Hello and welcome everyone to another of the builds refreshes for 2022. Today we are talking about the most played Warframe in Warframe, and that is Wukong. Wukong is absolutely demolishing, fully shredding play rates compared to every other frame in the game at an insane play rate overall, beating out all of the starters and just really well and truly crushing it. And the reason for that, at least as far as I can tell, is because Wukong meets the minimum requirements and exceeds certain things that players want. What I mean by that is that the minimum requirements are that Wukong is very hard to kill. His passive gives him multiple lives, in which you just simply do not have to give one single solitary fuck. And in addition to that, there are two of you. You and WuClone, who gets a copy of your weaponry, in that if I pull out the glaive, he will use the Phantasma, and if you don't have a melee, you'll both use guns, and there's plenty of things you can do with him. But he is basically a fully powered Warframe in terms of using the gun that you provide to him. And that means that he's essentially a turret that will do missions that are of no significance to you, kind of for you, if given the right armament. In addition to that, being able to essentially just skip the boring part of whatever you happen to not care about in terms of a farm you're doing. Also, you have Cloudwalker. Cloudwalker is incredibly fast and super easy to control, essentially functioning as the equivalent of no clip in terms of just raw controllability and just directional control and everything else. And in addition to its incredible speed and ability to get you through missions very quickly, it also is really helpful for spy missions and any mission where you need to not be detected, because you are not only undetectable, but you also go through all kinds of different barriers completely for free. Lasers in spy vaults, they just don't matter. Just go to the end and don't care and hack the thing and be done with it. So he's super fast. He has a buddy that can essentially just do mobile defenses and other low-level crap you don't care about for you. And in addition to that, his 3 makes him invincible, so it's kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card that he usually really doesn't need, but it does exist and can occasionally dish out some pretty significant damage on enemies. And his 4 is a totally open slot for you to put in whatever you want, because, unfortunately, the Iron Staff did not get updated with the melee update, and essentially just kind of fell behind. Prior to the most recent large melee rework, it was probably the single best thing you could be using in Warframe in terms of melee weapons, because it was absurdly fast and could hit everything in the level and just be really ridiculous with its super big range and just doing spin attacks constantly. But with those changes, this was a weapon that did not get updated. And of course, with Steel Path, the Iron Staff really just doesn't keep up, and you're much better off just using, a much better melee weapon, like the Glaive Prime, for example. So, easy to replace that with, in this case, Pillage. Pillage is just generally helpful. It's an armor strip that also is going to be giving you an outrageous amount of shields, and whenever your build looks like this, the outrageous amount of shields really help, because we're using Adaptation and a full suite of Umbral mods. This is a 2 Umbral Forma build, and let me tell you, it absolutely does not have to be. If you want to do this on just one Umbral, which I know is kind of an outrageous thing to say, but still, just one Umbral, you can, of course, use an unranked Umbral Fiber that you can get from Samaris, and then you can just, forego one of these formas as you're going to get 8 points back from that, or just even using, a few less ranks of a Umbral mod will also get you there, with this just being, 3 ranks lower. You'll still be able to equip everything and get a huge amount of armor even still. And of course, we're using the supremely comfortable Prime Sure Footed to use whatever weapon we want and not care. And we're using the new Molt Augmented because Pillage really likes it. This is not required at all, but it's certainly helpful for even more of an armor strip. So that's nice. Not to mention, it does give your Celestial Twin more health. Not that that's usually ever going to come up, and it technically also helps Defy. Not that that's usually going to come up very often either. We're also using Energize, purely because it's comfy. You really do not need Energize at all, but being at max energy all the time is always a nice feature to have. And otherwise, we're just running an absolute ton of strength and duration. And really, the duration is nice, but not needed. You don't need narrow-minded. Like, at 150 duration, you're still sitting pretty. And strength-wise, you really don't need any of the strength. So realistically, if you didn't want to use Pillage and instead wanted to go for like Thermal Sunder as like a DPS ability, or really any helmet you want, you can make it work on Wukong, because Wukong's like base of like what he needs to do the thing he does is basically that he doesn't need anything. He kind of just does the thing. And I think that that helps a lot with how much he is used, is that right out of the box, you have multiple lives and you have multiple like just ways to not give a shit. And that's kind of what a lot of people are looking for, as you can see with like the play rates of like Inaros and stuff like that, who's another frame that's like, Inaros is not insanely good ability-wise or anything like that, but he is a big wad of health that's really easy to mod. Wukong is maybe an even more simplified version of that, and he's very adaptable to whatever you want to throw him into, as long as you've got a couple different weapons to give him a few choices. Speaking of which, for the Steel Path run, I decided to like opt to throw the Phantasma on him, which is like kind of, it's good, but it's like a whatever thing for his clone to have. You really want like the most bombastic, outrageous AoE weapon ever on him. Like, you know, the Kuvazar, you could throw, you know, like the Brahma on him. As long as it blows up, it's usually going to be better than the Phantasma. The Proboscis Ceranos is a hilarious, insane one. Like there's tons and tons of choices. Like you put the Kuva Ogress. The Kuva Ogress is a great one. Lots of options. The Exceltra is pretty good on WuClone. Lots of things that you can choose to just throw on WuClone and have him just deal with the problems. The Phantasma, it's definitely up there, but it's not in kind of like the upper echelon, I would say. And even still, in the Steel Path run, you're going to be able to see it just absolutely ruin enemies. And if you want to just hold the Glaive Prime, which is, of course, an absolutely insane weapon, probably the best melee weapon in the game right now, and give WuClone your choice of war crime, it's going to work out. Things are going to go good for you. So yeah, that's pretty much what's up. Like, that's Wukong. He does whatever the fuck he wants, and that's kind of the appeal. Like, you just walk in. Like, I mean, even if these enemies, even though I was just like to not even really care about survivability and walk up to them, like, I mean, even if I die, I don't die, right? One of the immortal techniques will just kick in, and like, I don't have to care. Like, you get complete, like, 100% get out of jail free abilities, and then you're just invincible for like a good chunk of time, and you can be invisible or invincible or a number of other different buffs that it can be. And all that is just, you can just walk into it and not care. And honestly, with this setup, the setup that I'm on currently with all of the Umbral mods, if the enemies aren't like these like level 190s, or if you're not on the Steel Path, it's pretty impossible to die without you kind of trying to die. And that's definitely also part of the appeal. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but if you're in your 2, it heals you at like an incredibly fast rate. So that's like definitely worth noting as a thing that's quite good, is that he has built-in healing, which is actually a little bit rare among Warframes in general. But yeah, he's absolutely insane. He's good at pretty much all the content, with the exception, interestingly, of some of the new stuff. Cascade, I don't think he's particularly great for, although he definitely can do it with like Ash's Shuriken. I don't think he's amazing for it. But yeah, that's Wukong. He's absurd. I was really hard-pressed to like understand why he was so played, but like upon, you know, further examination and some explanation from DE, it's just that he's so easy to use, and he can eliminate the parts of the game that people just don't want to care about, because you can just hit one and then watch Netflix while he finishes the mobile defense for you. And I can definitely see where that appeal comes from. Anyway, enjoy the Steel Path run, and I will see you tomorrow. The funny monkey gets to go burn now. The perfect song.
Scans show Grenier harvesting Kuva nearby. Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuva catalysts. Predictable.
Enjoy your Phantasma, my clone.
Environmental systems. Sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuba catalysts to begin harvesting.
Me using the glaive, the clone with the fucking phantasma. Hilariously, like, pillage is not really going to be doing much like armor stuff on this because like there's like no enemies besides the acolyte that like relevantly need to be stripped of any armor. Because I'm going to be killing them all with slash procs and or like the phantasma. Okay, let's hit 3 just like for giggles though. Hello, look at me do a pose. Anyway. Remember how like the helmet for Wukong is nerfed? And we only found out later it's because Wukong is hilariously the most played frame in the game and DE were afraid that Defy was the reason why. You guys remember? That one's like still funny to me. Actually, it was one YouTuber. Wait, really? I didn't know about this. I figured it was just raw fear. Raw fear of the monsters that they'd create. What was the, like, not even very good build that was the worry? Oh. Are you even surprised? Not really. What goes on in your Wukong video? Oh, I just do whatever the fuck I want the whole time. Then throw it on Neja and go back and forth between Neja's 3 and Defy. Why go back and forth? Like, Neja's whole thing is that you just keep going into your 3. And then you shoot the gun good.
Prepare for life support.
Oh no, I went below a little bit on health. Too bad I'm full health now because I hit 2 1 millisecond ago. How much does WuClone just do this, though? Like, if I just, like...
Another life support capsule is now available.
WuClone Bud, I think you might got it. Yeah, go get him, champ. Okay, I'm back. He was getting this whole direction. For anyone that's wondering why Wukong, that's why. Yeah, we gotta run it back with an AoE weapon. That way WuClone has to aim less. Because his problem right now is that he's not hitting both hallways with one gun. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Dead end room, dead end room. The ultimate strat. Here we go. WuClone, you got this.
operative is making progress. This will help our cause. When you are ready, go to extraction.
Come back up. Get in there, Chief. I'm gonna pick up the life support. I had to heal. Yeah, I didn't choose the best AFK weapon for him, which is a little unfortunate. But it is what it is. Yeah, I really, we debated it. I should have given him the Brahma. It's okay, though. I see why people play Wukong. It's true, right? Alright, Tormund's dead. Xmas in there somewhere. Still got 3 lives, too. Did I even burn one? I don't know why I never considered giving Wukong the Glaive Prime. I just don't run a melee when I play Wukong. That's fully valid. There's a lot of right ways to play Wukong. That's the best part. He really is a snack frame. If you as a player are someone that in the middle of your game says to yourself, you know what I could use? This little string cheese in the fridge. I'm gonna go get a little snacky snack. This is the frame for you. Like, quite honestly. Speaking of which, that's me. Anyway, I'll be right back. One sec. Hold on, Wuklon. Got a little string of the cheese. Dude, I did. I was not... you think I would lie? I would not lie about that. It's absurd for you to say I would lie about that. Okay, guys. Jesus. Alright. The Xmas is making me kill him. Alright, I understand. Jesus, everybody. Can we all calm down? I know this is the steel path, but like I'm trying to make it the cheese path. Just got a little string cheese for me. Enemies gotta respect that, honestly. Give me 1 second. I have plenty of life support, so like whatever. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you letting me have a little snack. Yeah, Wukong players can have a little snack. There we go. We healed up. Okay.
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Delectable. I love a delicious cheese. Okay, he's dead. Those that don't know, you can backflip out of his little bubble that he puts in here. Yeah, Phantasma is like a mid-weapon for WUKONG. It's funny, though. I should have given him just one of, like, the raw, like, he'll do it weapons. I could have given him, like, the Kuva, oh god, my brain. The Kubazar. That one's funny. Oh, is it already that time? Okay. Well, let's get out of here. Let's just go super fast. It is this way, right? Yeah. And when it's time to leave, just go at speeds that are somewhat comparable to Titania. Back to max rank, baby. Thank you, Kang.